Mental conditioning, mental strength, or mental fortitude. I was asked by a new subscriber to talk about this. Your fortitude, your mental fortitude, your mental strength is going to be just as important as your physical strength, because no matter what it is that you do, the mind controls the body. For all of us, our mind controls our body. So our minds have to be, in my experience, the mind has to be stronger, just maybe way stronger than what the body will be or can be, in order to push the body, to do the body, to have the body do what you may feel you can't do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, fortitude is something that you can take from everyday life and use it as a martial artist or as a fighter, or martial arts fighter, however you want to say it. And also, just as you take the toughness that you have to use to get through your day-to-day in life, you can also take those tough times from sparring, competing in the ring, fighting, training as a martial artist, as a fighter. You can take those things, those tough times, those tough trainings, and use that to get through life. Confidence, self-confidence. Self-confidence is something that's going to help just increase and fuel your mental fortitude, or fortitude, I should say. First, I'll say one of the biggest ways to decrease or just lose self-confidence is to tell yourself you're going to do something and you don't do it, letting yourself down. When you let yourself down, your confidence is going to go down. Period. Like, I don't care who you are, that's just what it is. And now the only people that probably doesn't pertain to would probably be people that are what I'll call heartless, or sociopathic. They just have the ability to not care about anything, so if they let themselves down, they didn't really let themselves down, they can probably blame it on something else, you know what I mean? But if you're real with yourself, and you give your word to yourself about something, then you need to keep your word to yourself about whatever it is, because when you follow through with that, that is going to increase your self-confidence, because you know you can count on you. You know what I'm saying? If you know that you can't count on you, then it don't matter who else in this world is rooting for you, who else in this world is counting on you. It doesn't matter, because you can't even count on you. You can't even trust you. You know what I mean? So in being a martial artist, in my experience, it's very important to know who you are. If you don't know who you truly are to the core, more so than anybody else in this world, then there is always a chance that you may surprise yourself in a bad way. Or you may surprise yourself in a great way, in challenging times. But there's more of a chance you're going to surprise yourself in a bad way, because you're probably thinking to yourself, hey man, if this happens, I'm doing this. You know what I mean? If this happens, I'm doing that. You know what I'm saying? And those times come, and if you don't do that, you're only going to let yourself down, So get to know yourself. As a man, I mean, all people should. Young boys, girls, women, but especially men, we need to do something that is difficult, something challenging, almost every day. And not always just physical things that get us out of our comfort zone. Maybe just writing with your left hand. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's tough brushing your teeth with your left hand, eating food with your left hand. You know what I mean? Just stuff like that will challenge you in a different way, versus being some sort of training or or something physical in that aspect, But keeping your word to yourself is the biggest way to build your self-confidence, which is going to build your mental strength, your mental conditioning, your fortitude. But also becoming competent and more competent at whatever skill or skills you want to get better in, pursue, or just make an endeavor of your own. You know what I mean? Once you become better at those things, you're going to become more confident. You just can't be afraid to be uncomfortable, because that discomfort is only going to make you stronger. It's like being on the bench, being on the bench under some heavy weight that you never pushed before. You know what I'm saying? And maybe you've pushed all but 20 pounds of the weight that you're now under, But that 20 pounds less, you only got 1 rep with it. You know what I'm saying? You got a spot. So, you got the safety. And I'm just using this as an idea of something. But, it's just uncomfortable to be under something that you haven't pushed before, knowing that you've only been able to get 1 rep with something that is 20 pounds less. You know what I'm saying? Do you take the risk or not take the risk? Well, as you know me, 2-time world lightweight champion, the first foreigner to become world lightweight champion, the only man alive to be both Muay Thai world champion and lightweight world champion. I'm a risk taker. You know what I mean? I'm a risk taker. That's like, the risks are calculated, and it's simple calculation: risk versus reward. If the reward outweighs the risk substantially, in a significant way, then yeah, I'll take that risk, And that is why I have committed myself to preparing for this kumite, and I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it. I told them there has to be at least 150 people there. I know that this kumite is different than the kumites that have been done in Kyokushin, because I'll have opponents from any art or every art, from kung fu to karate to whatever, capoeira, whatever, like whoever wants to show up, MMA guys, Muay Thai fighters, kickboxers, any martial art. And for me, the number has to be more than what the people who have done it did. The numbers just got to be more, because not that I'm attempting to outdo them. I just want to be in the category of my own, because I am in the category of my own, I just am, you know what I'm saying? Like, people will never want to say that, or I guess give me the props that they want, that I know I deserve, as far as being the only human being alive. Where there's these countries are 2 neighboring countries, you know what I mean? Thailand and Myanmar, or Burma. And me being the only man ever to kind of bridge that gap of Muay Thai and lightweight and become a world champion in both. The only man to ever do that, among other things. And that not to be talked about, that not, it's kind of swept under the rug, That's why I have requested to do a 200-man kumite with no less than 150. But anyway, that is my thoughts on mental conditioning, fortitude, and that's what you need to do for sure. Any questions, always ask. Let me know. Sorry. And I'm just thinking about a bunch of other stuff I gotta do. But yeah, just hit me up, guys. Let me know what's going on. Let me know what you want me to discuss, talk about. And I'm getting the whole training footage thing worked out. The kumite, so for me, having so much that I've done almost be for nothing, I am waiting on like a poster or flyer. There's supposed to be a website and stuff. Everything's supposed to be set up tomorrow, supposedly. But I need to see it so y'all can see it and others can see it, and we can spread the word. If not, then the word won't get around enough. It needs to get all the way around the world and every way. Everyone should know about this. You know, that isn't a martial arts or athletics. But it needs to get around so that it hits the radars of those that can make it a big thing. You know what I mean? Like, it should be a big thing. For me, now just kind of going over some of my accomplishments, not to mention like all of my training throughout life. I'm a fourth Dan, Taekwondo. I've trained Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I've trained intensively in Jeet Kune Do and Savate, you know, while living in Michigan, you know. And then I've trained some Silat, Capoeira. I mean, I've trained a lot of arts, you know, like really got into those arts. And for me not to get my just due is just make something that I'm not going to do and make it exceptional. It makes it almost for nothing, like for nothing. You know what I mean? For me at this point, you know. And I'm not one of those people who want to sound negative or anything like that. I just know that for me, for whatever reason, if I don't go 10 times as hard as somebody that did it at the level of just hard, then it's gonna be for nothing, because it won't get acknowledged the way that it should for whatever reason. Even now with me, gonna be 44 years old next year, and it's still that way. And it's been this way now for about 20 years. You know what I'm saying? In my career. So a little bit of TMI, I guess, but yeah, y'all be